I wanted to ask about the comments from Donald Trump about Greenland. Obviously, it's a very aggressive stance that the US has taken. There does seem to be a threat to Greenland's sovereignty. What is the EU doing and what can it do to deter that sort of aggressive position from someone who is meant to be a European ally?
Thank you, Zoya. Indeed, we heard those statements from President Trump. We had heard it before, and we stick to what we had already said in this room about that, and which Anita will remind us. Anita,
indeed.
Welcome.
Thank you and Happy New Year to everybody. We have made our position very clear, and I will reiterate it once more. The EU will continue to uphold the principles of national sovereignty, territorial integrity, and the inviolability of borders and the UN Charter. These are universal principles and will not stop defending them. All the more so if the territorial integrity of a member state of the European Union is questioned. And I will also want to direct you also to the tweet of the High Representative from the 22nd of December, where she also reiterated once more that we continue to stand in solidarity with Denmark and Greenland is an autonomous territory in the Kingdom of Denmark, and any changes to the statute are for Greenlanders and Danes alone to decide.
Thank you, Anita. Yes, and in the back.
Hi, Terry Schultz with Deutsche Welle. But with a tweet that a post that was in December, don't you think it takes on more urgency now, and perhaps new language or a new approach is needed now that the U.S. has actually staged an intervention in a country? We've seen this happen now, which may have just been hypothetical before. Is there nothing more you'd like to say that would perhaps be a deterrent, or, I don't know, but not just say, but perhaps to do? Thank you.
Would recall that Greenland is an ally to the U.S. And is also covered by the NATO alliance. And that is a big, big difference. So we therefore completely stand by Greenland, and in no ways do we see a possible comparison with what happened.
I want to ask about Venezuela, which is connected to this issue of Greenland. I saw the statements by the President of the Commission, also by the High Representative. They were speaking about the need to respect international law, political prisoners, democratic transition in the country, etc. But there was no explicit condemnation of the military intervention launched by the United States to remove Nicolás Maduro from power. What is the reason why you have not condemned this intervention as a breach of international law, including the principle of sovereignty? Thank you.
Thank you. I would like to also recall that we have also a statement of the High Representative, which was supported by 26 EU member states in this regard, where the EU is calling for calm and restraint by all the actors, and also to avoid escalation and to ensure also a peaceful solution to the crisis. We have inserted also the reference to the need to respect and uphold international law and also the UN Charter. Members of the UN Security Council have also in this regard a special particular responsibility to uphold these principles as a pillar of the international security. Further, the EU has also recalled that Nicolás Maduro lacks the legitimacy of a democratically elected president and has long advocated for a Venezuelan-led peaceful transition to democracy in the country.
Yes, Jorge, a follow-up.
Yes, thank you. Two follow-ups. The first one, the fact that Maduro was not considered the legitimate president of Venezuela, is that reason enough to justify or at least tolerate this military intervention? And second, how do you feel about the fact that the United States intends to run, well, that's what they say, they intend to run Venezuela or at least coerce the country into submissive behavior? Is this something that you support in order to remove a regime that was hostile to the European Union? Thank you.
Let me say on that. First of all, indeed, it's worth recalling that Nicolás Maduro lacked the legitimacy of a democratically elected leader. And therefore, the events over the weekend provide the opportunity for a democratic transition led by the Venezuelan people. Now, we also recalled, in this very same context, the need to abide by international law and the UN Charter. That's recalled in the statement. It is also recalled in the post from the President. And on your question on running the country, it's obviously for the Venezuelan people to run the country, as it is for any people across the world, wherever and whatever country we're talking about. In the back.
Jack Parrick, also from DW. A question on this. There's been like 3-4 days now, maybe, so you've had time to look at it. How would you term the US actions in Venezuela? Is it an invasion, an intervention, an act of aggression, an external coup? We're brilliant in Brussels at coming up with the words. What is the terminology that the Commission is going to use on this? Thanks.
Thank you, Jack. Listen, we haven't really discussed how we are calling it. I don't think that's the most relevant in the matter. As said, these events create the opportunity for a democratic transition in Venezuela and create the opportunity for a transition led by the Venezuelan people. Jack, a follow-up.
So if we're not going to call a spade, we're calling this an opportunity for a democratic transition. That's what the EU believes has happened here.
Words, I just said what this creates as a context, and that we expect and hope this will be the possibility seized by the Venezuelan people. Yes, next to Jack.
Sorry, we're double teaming you here. So is the statement calls for all actors, and there are a limited number of actors you could be referring to here, even though you don't use you don't mention the U.S. by name in this respect. You ask for everyone to uphold international law and for the importance of this. So is it your assessment that until now international law has been followed by the United States in its actions there? Thank you.
I think the statement is very clear in saying that the international law must be respected, and this is what we are recalling and expecting all the actors involved to do.
But it's already happened, so you can speak about events that have already happened. I mean, sorry, it's already happened, so you can say that for future events, but is it your assessment that what has happened up until today has been in accordance with international law?
On the implications, as Paula has just mentioned, and as the events just unfolded, it is too early to look into and assess all the implications in terms of legal assessment.
大家好，我是主播周玉琴。很多的朋友告诉我们，太阳星全效克菲尔益生菌帮助了睡眠品质。原版的太阳星全效克菲尔益生菌，它添加有超级食物羽衣甘蓝，健康再加分。而有睡眠困扰的朋友们，赶快选择蓝色包装这一款晚安加强版，绝对是更有感。每日克菲尔，时刻美好 ，Good Feel Good， 请上快点购为健康下单，而且要记得输入推荐代码，有额外的折扣优惠。太阳星全效克菲尔益生菌基础版、晚安加强版，新包装改版，内容不变，抽取更方便。要吃就吃最好的。